Then Castoriadis goes and says that autonomous individual and autonomous community, polity, can only exist together. One needs another, right? You can't be individual in a tyrannical society, in a totalitarian society. You are not really an individual. It must be a cooperation of the two autonomies with each other. It was very beautiful, but the danger came from unexpected side. When Castoriadis wrote these words, he wrote them against totalitarianism up there. Again, terribly sorry for remembering the prehistorical past, but when I was young, I was afraid that all the danger will come from the public sphere. George Orwell memorably put it this way: we are afraid of the soldier's boot trampling human face. That was a danger, there's no question about that. Our ancestors, and partly my own generation, managed to get over this danger, move it aside. We are not any longer afraid, really, as I was in my young, of the individuality being overwhelmed by the pressures from the top, censorship, the secret police, and so on. There are some remnants of it, but much alleviated, mitigated by comparison. The danger, however, to this autonomy came from the other side, from the sphere of the private and the individual. The nearest contemporary approximation of agora, of the place where democracy was made and remade and continued and developed and protected, the nearest approximation of it are chat shows on television, talk shows, and that's where masses watch, participate, telephone, send questions, messages, and something similar to what was done in ancient agora. Now, when you look at it, they are not discussing our shared interests. They are not discussing the well-being of society. They are not discussing what needs to be done to abolish and repair the troubles which we all suffer in one. They just confess their ultimately private, individual, and very intimate problems, right? Ehrenberg, the French sociologist, famously pointed out that in his view, the postmodern revolution started on one Wednesday evening in 1980s, one autumn of 1980s, when certain Vivienne, that ordinary woman, in the presence of 6 million TV viewers, declared that she never experienced orgasm in her marriage because her husband, Michel, suffers of premature ejaculation. That was revolution, start of the revolution. Why start of the revolution? Because suddenly on the agora, people started confessing things which were the embodiment of privacy, embodiment of intimacy, which you would confine only if you were a Catholic to the priest on confession, or to your really very, very close circle of very intimate friends. But you wouldn't go to the public square and shout about it. So agora has been conquered not by totalitarian regimes, but by precisely that, by privacy, by things which previously were privacy. In confessionals, which are the embodiment, the incarnation of intimacy and privacy, you converse there with God directly. And it's absolute secrecy. No one can know what you confess to in confessional. We have installed microphones in confessionals.